to East Adelaide School. My name is Angel and I'm going to be giving you an insight of our STEM learning journey with the focus of sustainability. Let's go take a look.
At school, we use solution fluency for our STEM learning. We follow the processes of the 6 Ds, which are define, discover, dream, design, deliver and debrief. In the define stage, we define a problem. Then we discover a solution to the problem. In the dream stage, we talk about all the other possibilities. Then we design a solution to the problem based on our research. We then deliver this by putting our plan into action. And finally, we debrief the process.
In room 4W and room 4B, we've been looking at the life cycle of chickens, what they need to survive and what we need to build the chicken coop.
I dreamed about the new chicken coop for the baby chicken.
We're designing a chicken coop for the new baby chickens that come to school. So room 4-1 and room 4B have been looking at what we need and how we could build it.
My name's Maya and I'm in room 7. My name's Anna and I'm from room 7. My name is Isabella and I'm from room 8. My name is Sarah and I'm from room 8.
And we're doing a STEM project this year in reception, aren't we? We started off learning about chickens and chicken life cycles and saving our own scraps.
And Venn diagram.
And we got a letter from
The
the chickens. And what did the chickens tell you?
They don't like their chicken coop and they want us to design another one.
Yeah, they helped us define the problem by telling us 6 things, didn't they? Do you remember what the 6 things were they wanted?
Like bright colours, food and safe from predators, something to play with, big enough for all of us, and shelter.
Oh, wow. And then we did something about a Venn diagram. What was the Venn diagram all about?
What we need in our home, what both need, and what the shooks need.
Yeah, and we found out they don't like tellies, do they? No.
But we do.
Yeah,
Because
we
they'll
do.
peck on the TV.
Well, that's true. Change the channel. Yeah.
We would have put. We would have.
And then we realised we had to measure the chicken house, and we thought, we'll cut off Sam's foot. We'll measure it with his foot.
We didn't because, well, instead we did measure our foot.
You measured your own feet, didn't you?
Yeah.
And because then we use, what do we use to measure your feet? What's that big long word? Unifex cubes. Well done, Sam. Room 7 measured the chicken yard, and room 8 measured the chicken yard, but what happened?
We didn't have the same numbers.
No, so we thought, we're going to have to ask our big Year 4 buddies to help us with that. But then while we're waiting for the big Year 4 buddies, something happened with the chickens. We realised.
They were lonely.
So what did you guys want to do now? What's your next steps?
Move them into yard B.
Oh, and who are you going to ask?
The governing council.
So what do you think you might put in your letter to the governing council?
Dear governing council, can we please move the chicken in a coop near us? Because they're very lonely. Because they're lonely. And they'll get loved more.
So we're going to have to start our project all over again and measure the space all over again.
It's going to take a long time to do it
Sure.
again.
Give yourself a clap.
We're here to talk with some year 1s from rooms 5 and 6 about their STEM project, which is learning about cooking methods. We're here to talk with Mitchell, Annika, and Hannah. What have you been learning about and what are you up to in your 6 Ds?
We've been learning about 6 Ds, define, discover, dream, design, deliver, depict. We're now working on design part. Here are our designs of the garden.
I would like some flowers, some bees, some worms, some fruit, and a Venus flytrap and some vegetables in the garden.
I would like and the apple tree, some of the birds can come in. And I'd like a lavender, a purple flower, a cactus, an open flower, and a pink flower that has not bloomed yet. Looking good, we're going to be growing some lavenders, and some of what Harrison said, some sunflowers, some fruit, and some other stuff like that. And we're also going to put some roses in there. But first of all, we were going to put some water in there before we put the plants in. So what we did to make it was, first we had a few people put in the rocks, and then we put in the mesh. But then we put the cups in. So then we put the mesh and cut some holes in the mesh so the cups can go in. And then we put some dirt to cover the cups. You might not see the cups because you can't really see the cups because they're buried in dirt. But once we put the water in, you might be able to see the cups a bit because the plants will be growing. We haven't put any seeds in yet, right?
Hi, my name is Indy, and we're going to be talking about our STEM project, which is making wicking bed, and we're from Room 1 and 2. Hi, my name's Eddie, and we got a message from Mary Quite Contrary saying our gardens aren't that nice. So we decided to make some wicking beds.
Dear children, I have come to your school to look at your gardens. Gardens are my most favourite thing in the whole world. They can be so pretty and full of all sorts of important plants and flowers. There is a very famous rhyme about my garden. Mary, quite contrary, how does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells and pretty maids all in a row. My garden has silver bells, cockle shells, and pretty maids in it. These types of flowers, these are types of flowers. They like to grow in cold places like England. What types of plants could you grow at East Adelaide School? I would love for the children in Year 1 to design a beautiful garden for me to visit. My name is Coco, and I'm going to be talking about the Dream State. We looked at 4 different areas, and they are a frog pond, a veggie garden, a butterfly garden, and a tree house.
So what did you guys do next?
We designed.
Hi, my name is Indy, and I'm going to be talking about the STEM project. First, you get a big container and put a big pipe in it and cut 3 holes in it. Then you take a little pipe and put the little pipe in it. Then you put milk bottles filled with soil. Then you put some pebbles, and then you put more soil. Then you water it. Hi guys, today we're going to talk about the materials to make a wicking bed. First, you need a container. Then you need a PVC pipe. Then you need an overflow pipe and 2 milk bottles and some petals and some soil and shade cloth and plants.
So what is a wicking bed?
A wicking bed is a special type of plant that is in a box, and when you water it, the water stays in there for a few days. That's why you don't have to water for as long. And you have to water it every day. And it attracts other insects and butterflies and bees.
We're here to look at the rooms 12 and 13 STEM work about water pollution. We're here with
Lucy, Summer, Alpha, Matilda.
because of your STEM work this year.
Our focus is sustainability and how to sustain life by learning about water. We are learning about water pollution that affects the environment and the animals.
So what have you been learning about?
We have been learning about water pollution and how it affects animals and all living things. We have learned about chemical pollution, biological pollution and physical pollution. We have learned about waterways and how it gets into groundwater.
So what are you up to in your 6Ds?
We are up to discover and design. We have been taking pictures around the school of different pollution. We have been putting them on iMovie to make movies with iMovie and sharing the message of pollution.
And what is your next step?
Our next step is to continue researching about pollution and how to stop it. We are going to be doing interviews and surveys with people about water pollution and adding this to our iMovies.
Hello, my name is Juliana, and this is the STEM learning from rooms 9 and 10. First, we had to define the problem, and the problem was that the Year 2s didn't finish their STEM learning project, and we are trying to finish it from 2019. Then, we had to discover a range of stormwater pipes at our school to put water catchments underneath and try and catch water.
We dreamed of a process that we were going to make water catchments, and we also designed a procedural writing, and here is one of the designs. And we also had some materials like metal, plastic, and these are the pictures. So we also used hot glue guns, sticky tape, masking tape, and paint. And we also did use wood, glass, plastic, and cardboard. That has a camera, and then it goes around everywhere and takes photos of places from bird's eye.
Oh, that is a little bit different. A mind map is something else. It's like what you have, like the ideas of the topic. So if you've got any ideas, just write them down on the wall. Oh, fine! Ideas. Yeah, kind of like that.
So Caitlin, can you explain in our classes, how have we used the rainwater in the school?
So we have been using it to feed the plants and the chickens.
Great. And can you explain the designs that you have created?
These are the designs that we have been using to catch the water.
And Pete, in our class we've been looking at measurement. How do we measure the water once collected?
We measure the water by using a measuring cup from milliliters to liters. Our focus this year in Year 3 is sustainability. Sustainability is only what we need, and we only need what we need and not use what we don't need, and so that our land can be sustainable. We have been working in groups to design a sustainable school.
We need sustainable features, for example, rainwater tanks, solar panels and skylights. We need to justify them, and the reason why STEM helps this is the science. We need to know, if we're putting solar panels in, we need to know where the sun will be for most of the day so we can get the most amount of sunlight. The technology, we're using things like Tinkercad to make net shapes, which will be our buildings. The engineering is we have to make it, and the maths is getting the correct angle for the science.
In our STEM lessons, we've been brainstorming about sustainable practices. Sustainability means maintaining the future resources for generations.
We went on a school tour to compare our school to other schools to see how sustainable we actually are. We definitely need some more sustainable things in our school, so we are looking at designing a more sustainable school as a model to see what we could do. We're at the Discover stage and we've watched a film which is called 2040, which talks about some sustainable practices, which talks about climate change and how we can help in sustainability.
And we also investigated what we do here at East Adelaide School and what sustainable practices we do.
For STEM, we have been investigating sustainable school design features. We have been looking at various design elements.
We have been using Lego to dream and what our design will look like when we create a model.
Come on, let's go take a look at the Year 4 Veggie Garden. My name is Angel and we're here to talk about the Year 4 STEM project.
So our Year 4 STEM project is to plant some plants in a veggie garden, and our challenge is to cook a meal for room 23 and room 22 that we can all eat and enjoy. My name's Isabella.
And my name's Thea.
Focus on STEM work this year.
So this year we are trying to plant plants in a veggie garden. So far we've planted lots of plants like cucumber, capsicum, broad beans and lots more. And we're trying to cook a meal using only these plants with our group.
So what have you been learning so far?
We've learnt that we can't go and plant our veggies anywhere because it might not get enough sunlight or it might get too much, and we need to make sure that kids can't come over and wreck them, and that the soil needs to be really good. It can't be dry and cracked up, or otherwise it won't grow that well.
What are you up to in your 6D?
So we're about halfway through deliver because we have delivered a veggie patch, but we still need to deliver our food and our processed plants.
Our goal is to understand how plants grow and investigate how and where we could create our own garden at East Adelaide School. We have successfully built 4 gardens and have planted vegetables to create a meal for all the Year 4s with our garden's produce showing our sustainable practices.
To raise it up, and then it'd be filled with water, and there'd be like a place to bury it to put your bucket. So
we could have a separate.
Hi, my name is Zach.
Hi, my name's Jess.
Hi, my name's Izzy.
Hi, my name's Yvonne.
And
We're from room 15 and 16.
This year in STEM, our focus has been sustaining human life by minimising the spread of harmful microorganisms. We started in the defining stage of the 60s, and we brainstormed problems individually, and then we went into groups and put them all together. The biggest one was COVID-19.
We learned about different types of microorganisms through posters and videos to educate our peers. Some of the following microorganisms are
Fungi,
helpful microorganisms,
harmful microorganisms,
bacteria,
algae,
protozoa,
and microorganisms.
We brainstormed as a class what we were going to do next.
We used our student voice to make a list of objects that we thought would hold the most bacteria.
We then co-constructed an audit form, including where we were going to swap.
Then we set our egg using a 2-person method using petri dishes.
This was really fun!
We scored the agar in preparation for swabbing. This step was very important because otherwise the bacteria will not grow. Then we made a hypothesis, which is an educated guess about our hypothesis using our artist hands. That's when STEM turned into STEAM, adding the art. Then we created a wondering wall about our questions and wonderings about microorganisms.
Next step in the learning journey is to move on to discover, which is one of the next stages in the design fluency processes. We will be discovering which surfaces hold the most bacteria and the most harmful microorganisms.
Keep you updated and stay safe and wash your hands with soap.
Recently we've made some agar plates, and basically what we are doing right now is drawing day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6 of what we think our agar plates will look like. So day 1 is obviously just the normal agar, and then it keeps on going on and we'll see what it looks like when we actually look at it.
Before we look at our STEM focus, we need to understand what sustainability means to us. Sustainability looks at ways of making sure that our Earth's resources last a very long time or even forever. In the future, we might not be able to have the same things because the raw materials and resources could run out. The resources we use today are important to many areas of our lives.
Year 6-7 STEM focus has been on is being the most livable place sustainable.
The first stage in our livability project is the define stage, in which we try to define the problem. And this is that livability is the sum of the factors that add up to the community's quality of life. Now, we identified these factors in our second part of this stage, and the main factors we found were education, economy, environment, social and culture. Now, last, we used these factors and compared them between different societies, such as the Indigenous people of Australia and the non-Indigenous. And these results that we found really varied between each other, showing how livability can affect different people.
So our second stage of our STEM project was Discover. So this was where each student would pick a suburb, and then from that we would research and gather data, so getting in the technology and maths aspects of STEM, and then we looked at how all the factors contribute to what makes our certain suburb livable.
Our third stage in our STEM project was the dream stage, where we created mind maps of what we think we could improve the livability of in our suburb. We added things such as nature playgrounds, aquariums, sports centres, fast food chains, and these all add up to what we think could be improved.
We are now on the design stage, where we are planning our own livable suburb using all the research and information we have gathered from all the other stages. As part of the DEEM stage, we had a special guest come in, Victoria Masterman, who is a town planner for the Tea Tree Gully Council. She talked to us about the process of the planning and criteria that is used to create a livable suburb.
STEM journey with the focus of sustainability. We hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.